The Glock 19 is a revered concealed carry weapon that's been around for decades, but it turns out that the tried and true Glock has an upstart alter ego. Meet the Dagger Compact from Palmetto State Armory. The PSA Dagger Compact is a striker-fired 9mm handgun that blends performance, reliability, and affordability. Designed mainly for everyday carry, the Dagger is compact and lightweight, coming in at only 22.4 ounces unloaded. With a length of 7.1 inches, a width of 1.2 inches, and a height of 4.7 inches, the Dagger is very similar in size and footprint to the Glock 19, making it ideal for concealed carry without compromising on usability. It's oftentimes considered to be a clone of the third generation Glock 19, and yeah, it does share a lot of similarities, but the Dagger also has many of its own unique features that really do set it apart. Now, the Dagger Compact is going to have a 3.9-inch barrel that's made out of stainless steel, and it's also got a DLC coating. Now, the stainless is going to be great for resisting both rust and corrosion, and that DLC or diamond-like coating is great for resisting wear and tear, and it's also going to provide an added layer of protection against environmental factors. The frame is made with a very solid feeling polymer. This gun does feel great in the hand, and the frame is one area where the Dagger really does differ from the Glock because it feels totally different in the hand. We've got a more curved backstrap here, along with a more pronounced beaver tail compared to what you get on a Glock. And PSA also kind of played both sides of the whole finger grooves or no finger grooves debate. If you aren't familiar with that, on the first and second generation Glocks, they didn't have any finger grooves on the grip. And then when Gen 3 and 4 came out, Glock added finger grooves and was like, look, we've added finger grooves, we're so innovative. And then on the 5th gen Glocks, Glock took the finger grooves away and was like, no finger grooves, we're so innovative. Yeah, whatever. So PSA kind of played both sides of it and gave us like one little bump right here on the grip between where your index and middle fingers sit. Not really sure what this is supposed to do for you. I don't really see the point of it, but at the same time, it doesn't really bother me either. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting that PSA kind of played both sides of the aisle when it comes to the whole finger grooves or no finger grooves debate. Like the barrel, the slide is also made with stainless steel, and my Dagger has a flat dark earth Cerakote, which looks totally awesome in my opinion. The Dagger also has PSA's extreme carry cuts, and these cuts give it a more streamlined, kind of beveled shape to it, which should make it easier to draw the gun from your holster without getting it snagged. The slide also has an RMR mount, and PSA also gave us optics height sights straight out of the box. This is great because if you do want to run a red dot, these stock sights will co-witness with your optic and you won't have to mess around swapping out a different set of sights. My only gripe with these sights, and it's a pretty minor thing, is there's no highlights on either the rear sight or the front post. Now, of course, it's simple and easy enough just to paint your own highlights on there, but it would just be a nice touch if these sights came that way straight from the factory. Safety features on the Dagger include a striker block safety along with a trigger safety. Now, the trigger safety on the Dagger reminds me more of a Smith & Wesson style as far as the way it feels, because the trigger itself is hinged in the middle, like on my M&P. Whereas on a Glock trigger safety, you've got a tab in the middle of the trigger that you need to depress in order for the trigger to move. While we're talking about the trigger, let's go ahead and see how it feels. Okay. I like the amount of travel. We're at the wall. Let's apply pressure. Nice break. I like that. Very crisp. Let's look at the reset. I like that reset. Very short travel on the reset, and it's pretty crisp actually. And there's some nice tactile feedback in there to let you know that the gun has reset. I like that trigger. I haven't actually shot this gun yet live, sending live rounds down range. We're gonna do that here in just a moment, so be sure to stick around for that. But just dry firing, yeah, this trigger feels amazing. The Dagger also takes your standard Glock magazines, which is great because Glock mags are everywhere and they're known for their reliability. So I can run the standard 15 round P mag that comes with the Dagger, or I could even take a mag from my Glock 17, pop that guy in there. Heck, I could even take a 21 rounder and pop that guy in there, and that looks totally awesome. Heck, if you had a 50 round drum, you could run that as well. That's the beauty of being in the Glock ecosystem, is there's so many aftermarket options available to you, you just really can't beat it. In addition to magazine compatibility, the Dagger is also at least theoretically compatible with all your internal Glock components out there. But if you do go swapping out your internals, you may be compromising on reliability. So just keep that in mind before you go crazy swapping out all the internal parts on your Dagger. Let's talk price point. This gun cost me $300, which is very affordable and about half of what a new Glock is going to cost you. The only thing to keep in mind is PSA doesn't have all that many retail outlets. So unless you live near one of those, you're probably going to have to order the gun online like I did, and that means you have to pay for shipping and your local FFL's transfer fee. So the total cost for me with shipping to my local FFL along with their transfer fee was $350, which is still very affordable. Now the other thing to keep in mind with ordering a gun online is obviously you can't feel the gun, you can't see how it feels in your hand, you can't try out the trigger, you can't see what your sight picture is going to look like. So just keep that in mind when you order really any gun online. Time for my first mag out of the PSA Dagger Compact. Now, if you're finding this review useful so far, be sure to give the video a like. I'd really appreciate it. For this test, I'm going to be doing the stock PMag that came with the gun, along with MagTech 115 grain FMJ steel cased ammo. Let's see the old PSA Dagger has got for its first mag. Here we go. Yeah, that felt amazing. Oh, that first magazine was incredible. So the gun feels great in the hand overall. The trigger, yeah, that met or even exceeded my expectations from the dry fire test we did. I love this trigger so far. Recoil, very easy to manage. That felt great. Again, the sight picture, yeah, it would benefit from some highlights because with the kind of hard shadows we've got this time of year with no leaves in the trees, the sights do get a little bit lost in some of those shadows down there in my backstop. But again, that's just super easy to fix on your own with a little bit of white paint or whatever on your sights, so not a huge deal there. And I gotta say, this gun, so far from what I've experienced, feels better in the hand than a Glock does. There, I said it. Because I've carried my Glock 19 every day for about a year now, and I've owned my Glock 17 for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So I'm very familiar with how a Glock feels in the hand. I'm very used to that feel. This feels better, I gotta say. Now, can the Dagger prove its reliability? Can it match the reliability that Glocks are known for? We're gonna get a little taste of that here in today's video because I'm gonna run a total of 250 rounds through the gun. Now, I won't show every single round on camera, obviously, because that will get very boring, but if there is a malfunction or anything to report, I will report it to you immediately. But for now, let's go grab another magazine and see how this Dagger holds up. How about a 21 round mag dump? Oh, okay. We may have a malfunction here. Trigger is stuck at the rear. Empty magazine. What's going on? Okay, that could be a mag issue, not the gun. The slide didn't lock back after the last round. That could be a magazine issue, not necessarily the gun's fault. I'm gonna grab a different magazine, do another mag dump, and we'll see if that is actually a mag issue or if it's the gun. But I think it's a mag issue. Again, that was a 21 round PMag I was running just a moment ago. This time around, I've got a 15 round OEM Glock magazine for my Glock 19. So this thing should be as reliable as it gets. Let's see how this guy does on a mag dump. All right, did it again. Did not lock back. Okay, interesting. And again, this is a OEM Glock magazine. Slide didn't lock back after the last round. Okay, now we're back with the 15 round PMag that comes with the Dagger. Kind of weird why it's not locking back after that last round. Okay, it locked back with the standard PMag. Interesting. Locks back with a PMag, but not with a Glock mag. I'll have to keep shooting this thing, see what this is all about. Let's try a Pro Mag that I use for my Glock 17. This time I'm not gonna just mag dump, I'm gonna slow fire just to see exactly what we've got going on here. Check that out. Okay, failure to feed right there. Could possibly be an ammo issue. This is cheap ammo after all. This is Wolf 115 grain seal case ammo right here. Okay, interesting. Let's see if we can get the rest of this magazine to run. Huh. That looks like a failure to eject. The round that just went off, the casing is still stuck in there, which could be an ammo issue. Okay, there's the case that failed to eject. Looks okay to me. It didn't bulge out in any sort of weird way. Huh. Interesting. Same issue right there. Gonna try a quick experiment just to see if we've got some bad Wolf ammo right here that was causing those failures to eject in the Dagger a moment ago. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the same ammo from the exact same box I was just running through the Dagger, and I'm gonna run it through my Glock 19 to see if the Glock will run it. Because if the Glock doesn't run it, that's definitely an ammo issue. Yep, all right. Glock 19 ran that Wolf steel case, no problem. It's a Glock. These things, yeah. The reliability is insane. So let's see what we got with the Dagger again. So this is MagTech again, out of the OEM, well not OEM, but out of the stock mag, the P mag that came with the Dagger. Let's see if it will run this. That's fun. That's real fun. Okay, all right. I had such high hopes for the Dagger, but what is going on here? I mean, look, if the Glock can run the cheap junk I'm running, this thing should be able to run it too. Any gun should be able to run it. The Taurus G3C ran this cheap junk steel case ammo I'm running right now, and it never had a malfunction. But the Dagger, come on, I want you to run so bad. I want to like you. Please, run. You guys can see in there, but it did not extract that casing from the chamber. I'm not liking this so far. Okay. There's that MagTech casing that did not extract out of the Dagger. Can we just make it through the magazine, please? What's going on here? Exact same issue yet again. That casing out of there is just not extracting it. It is spent, don't worry, because I can see a nice big primer strike on there. Yeah, that casing's in there. Alright, give me a second. Got a casing stuck in that chamber. Alright, finagled it, got that spent casing out of there. Gun is totally clear. We got one round left in this magazine. Come on, Dagger. Okay, slide lock back. And again, this is the P mag that came with the gun. I mean, the gun, like I said, feels great in the hand. The trigger feels good. So far, I don't know about this gun, if it's gonna be reliable or not. Again, guys, I know I'm running the cheap bottom of the barrel junk, but the Glock runs that stuff. So maybe it's worth it to spend about double if you're gonna get a reliable gun that will run the junk versus half the cost that doesn't run the junk. I don't know, you be the judge. Okay, let's do a little experiment. I have two 21 round magazines, both loaded with Wolf 115 grain steel case, full metal jacket, cheap junk, right? We're gonna run them simultaneously. One in the Glock 19, one in the Dagger Compact. And we're gonna see which one can get through the entire magazine without having a malfunction. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna mag dump, I'm just gonna do one at a time. Already malfunction, look at that. Same issue, it did not extract that spent casing from the chamber. I'm gonna put that guy down and let's watch this Glock in action. Like a champ. That reminds me why I picked a Glock to carry. 21 round PMag, cheap junk Wolf ammo, no problems. 21 round PMag, cheap junk Wolf ammo, it doesn't do it. Man, I wanted to like this gun so bad. Seriously, I really wanted to like this gun because obviously it's a heck of a lot cheaper than the Glock. It's American made, but and that case is in there. The extractor will not grab it. Look at this. Yeah, look. The extractor cannot grab that round. Again, I know this is junk ammo, but the Glock's running it. This thing should run it too. We have an extractor issue, guys, I think, because it is not wanting to grab that thing. That's a disappointment. So this spent casing will not come out. I've been trying to pull it out from the rear, like so, and it's not having any of it. So I'm gonna need to get a rod to pop it out from the front, which I don't have out here with me, so I think the Dagger is out of today's video. So let's take the rest of that 21 round PMag with the cheap junk Wolf ammo that the Dagger did not want to run, and let's run it through the tried and true Glock 19. Flawless. That's why I bought a Glock. Yeah, that's why you spend some extra money, because you're buying reliability versus not reliability. Yeah, all right. Glock 19 for the win. So I'm gonna let you guys in on a little something. After I picked up this Dagger from my FFL, and I was planning out this video, scripting and all that, and you know, just handling the gun, dry firing, just to see what it was all about, I was starting to think that I was gonna have to ask you all if you wanted to see me carry this gun every day. That's how much I wanted to like this gun. I had such high hopes for this gun. Going into today's test, I just really wanted it to run. I really wanted to carry it. I was super excited about it, but it just utterly failed me. And yes, I know, I've said this a million times in this video. I'm just gonna reiterate. I know I'm running cheap junk steel case ammo in today's test. I get it, I know. But the thing of it is, this Glock 19 right here ran that ammo flawlessly with these PMags. This is not a OEM Glock mag, this is a PMag. The Glock 19 with those magazines ran the junk. This PSA Dagger did not run it, so I can't trust it. It is not reliable in my mind. So yeah,
I wanted to like the gun so bad because it does feel good in the hand. It is a nice trigger and it's American made, but it did not let me like it, unfortunately. So yeah. Those of you who have had experience with the PSA Dagger, have you had any similar issues to what I've been having in today's video? Is this a common problem with these daggers, or maybe did I just get a lemon? Let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, be sure to let me know if there's any other guns that you want to see me review here on the channel. And until next time, show me them firearms.